Thanks for letting us speak. I listened to the Morris City podcast, which I find very useful. I listened to the podcast in December regarding the data center. And I've been volunteer lobbying for some Citizen Utility Board, Illinois Environmental Coalition, Sierra Club, on a number of energy-related items. And so I've had a little bit of experience in the data center department. But this year, one of the things we're lobbying for, as a volunteer lobbyist, I'm not paid, was the Power Act. And so there's legislation in Illinois right now that we're lobbying for that is designed to put guardrails and set some pretty strict guidelines on data center development in the whole state. And so if anybody here is interested in that sort of stuff, you can look it up online and contact your representatives. I've been kind of busy lately, so I've just been watching what's going on with the data center opposition. And I noticed there was a meeting tonight, and I also noticed the notes on Facebook that data centers were not going to be discussed here, and that there's information on the Morris City's website. And so I was reading that this afternoon, and I find it very inadequate. You know, like just the aqueduct information. I did not find Grundy County mentioned in it. Will County was, and everybody to the northeast. But I know there's a lot more recent data available. One question I had, when I listened to the podcast in December, I thought, man, these guys really have stars in their eyes. And in working on the Power Act, I've talked with some people, and they say that is so typical. Developers come into a city, and I know the city needs money, probably desperately, and they want to provide jobs for the citizens. But there's so many concerns that people have expressed, and there's such a history of the developers or the people ultimately purchase the data center and use it, fail to meet their obligations. So I wonder if the city is really investigating all the cons adequately. And so I know University of Illinois has a whole group they have a department, and they have webinars that are free on YouTube. It's called Community Resilience, and they have hours and hours on the impacts of data centers. There's 2 hours just on aqueducts, or just on aquifers and water use and water availability in the whole state of Illinois. You know all the concerns people have. My biggest question is there going to be some democratic process? There's a lot of dispute about this. Once again, I just don't find useful information. There's a little bit on the website, and I worry that the city is purchasing a used car from a really slick used car salesperson, and 100 miles I think there should be a strong democratic process where this is hashed out between the concerned citizens, the city administrators, because I know they want the money, but the people want a lot of assurances too, that if this actually does occur, that we're going to get the best possible deal. So if they're going to provide money, if they're going to pay for stuff, I think they should provide more and pay for more. The city should pay for less. The city should get more than maybe they're going to get right now. I've heard the non-disclosure agreements mentioned. That's very important, that the stuff is not, there's no masking water use or any other setup. So that's my comment, and I'm really just asking for some process where there can be back and forth, where people go into this knowing what's going to happen. I know we voted on the school improvements. I don't know if this falls into that category. Thank you.